صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا نساء النبي لستن كأحد من النساء إن اتقيتن فلا تخضعن بالقول فيطمع الذي في قلبه مرض وقلنا قولا معروفا وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج الجاهلية الأولى وأقمنا الصلاة وآتينا الزكاة وأطعنا الله ورسوله إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Condolence to Imam of our time, Imam Zamana Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, on this sad occasion in which we commemorate the wafat of al-Mu'mineen Bibi Khadija Salamullahi alayha. 10th of Ramadan al-Mubarak is the day of the wafat of this great lady who passed away a few years before the migration of the Holy Prophet to the city of Medina. After having spent those nights and those days in the Shi'b Abi Talib, once this lady was known as Malikatul Arab, the one who was the head of all of the women as well as men as far as her business was concerned, as far as her influence was concerned. But nonetheless, she devoted her life and she devoted everything to the Holy Prophet for the cause of Islam. And therefore, her achievements within her lifetime, and as well as what the Holy Prophet mentioned afterwards, the merits and the status and the rank that she achieved is just incomprehensible. I wanted to discuss tonight under these verses which are known to you, especially the later part of this ayat number 33 from chapter number 33, Surah Ahzab, which begins by advising the wives of the Holy Prophet. And ayat number 32, which I recited prior to that, begins by addressing the wives of the Prophet by saying, Ya Nisa an-Nabi, O the wives of the Prophet, lastunna ka'ahadim minan nisa, you are not like any other women. In ittaqaytunna fala takhda'na بالقول فيطمع الذي في قلبه مرض. It says that if you are wary, do not be complacent in your speech, lest he who's in his heart is sickness will be inspired. Speak honorable words. And then a very important advice is being given. Now this advice may be limited specifically to the wives of the Holy Prophet, but it speaks volumes when it begins by saying وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ. It's not talking about, that if it's not necessary that you should not go out. It says, no, remain inside your house. So this portion of this ayat may be specific only to the wives of the Holy Prophet. But that which is applicable even today is when the ayat continues by saying وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى, and do not flaunt your finery like the former days of ignorance. تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى, the way you used to live in the time of jahalat, in the time of your ignorance. And this could also be translated as a ta'wil, that today if a person is unaware of the laws of Islam and they go about doing whatever they feel like, but the moment they learn the laws of Islam and the moment they have come to understanding and realization as to what the laws of Islam are in reference to certain things, and still they don't follow, and that's where the problem lies. At one point you do not know the mas'ala, Shariat will not hold you accountable the fact that you did not know the mas'ala. A lot of time people, and this is the month of Ramadan, and these questions are mubtala bih. A lot of time these questions are repetitive in nature. A lot of people, they forget, and therefore they ask these questions again and again. In reference to not fasting, for example. For example, someone called and said, Maulana, I did not fast while I was going through medical school. And, I had no idea. I said, why didn't you fast? He said, because, it was a difficult time. The exams and studies would take a toll on you. And it was very difficult. And therefore, I just did not fast. Now, this person who's going through school may not have that much knowledge about the religion of Islam and the laws. But I'm sure there were people in the house who would know the Islamic ruling as far as what is your duty during the month of Ramadan. So this person said, I just did not fast. Many 4 or 5 years of my medical school, every time Ramadan would come around examination, I would just not fast. So what is the kafara for that? I said, well, kafara will scare you away. Because the kafara for each fast that you missed of the month of Ramadan, because you said, well, it was difficult because you were studying and you could not fast and study at the same time, it would entail a kafara of fasting 60 days for each fast that you missed. So for example, if you missed 15, 20 fasts each month of Ramadan, it's going to be a lot of fasts. 60 times 10, 600 fasts if you miss 10 fasts each of those Ramadan. And yes, it's going to be very difficult to make up. And it's not like you can make up 2 fasts per day. No, you have to fast one at a time. And therefore, it's going to be immensely difficult. But there is a second option, which is that you go ahead and feed 60 destitute for each fast that you missed. But sometimes person may not have the means to go ahead and provide for 60 people, for example. And this is where the difference between kafara and fidya is. I said this last time as well, but I'll remind again. Fidya is when you feed one person. Kafara is when you feed 60 people. So there's a huge difference between the two. And so therefore, there is an ease that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now this person might become rebellious, saying, if that's how much I have to fast, then I'm not going to do it. I just can't do it. I'm not going to fast again. So there's a possibility of this person becoming rebellious. Therefore, there's ease in this mas'ala, where if a person was unaware of the issue and did it out of negligence, then therefore it will not be obligatory upon them to make up the 60 fasts for each fast that they missed. As long as they make up the qada of all of those fasts that they missed, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ghafurur Rahim. He will forgive whatever it is that you have missed. So from this aspect, we understand that Islam does give this leniency when it comes to some of these acts of worship which are difficult to do. Therefore, this ayat what I recited, it said, وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. Do not go back to the finery or flaunt your finery like the former days of ignorance. So what was happening that these women, because they lived in Zaman Jahiliyyat, and to make a transition from there, of course, it's not like they had forgotten a lot of those rituals and habits, so they still remembered them. And when they still remembered many of those habits and they were still, used to do them, now it was very difficult for them to let go of some of these things. Every now and then they would want to go back to doing those things again. Islam comes, and specifically addressing the wives of the Prophet, so that there isn't any ambiguity, none whatsoever. Ya Nisa an-Nabi. First of all, it says, Lastunna ka'ahadin min an-nisa'i. You are not like any of the women. What happened? How come they are not like any of the women? The status changed the moment they became the wives of the Holy Prophet. Now you cannot be treated as the same way your status is raised because you became the wife of the Prophet. Same way as the responsibility increases, as the rank increases, responsibility also increases. Now you're not considered to be an ordinary person. Now you got to be a role model for people. Now you got to set the example for people. Now you got to act in a way which is shayan shan, according to the shan of the Holy Prophet. Anything that you do will be reflective on the maqam of the Holy Prophet. And it's easily relatable in this day and age as well. I personally give my example, for example, growing up in a family of Maulana. And this was always, we were always looked upon as, oh, Maulana's son. So, for example, we would be watchful over certain things, as if there's more deen in us because we are in a family of an alim. No, everyone should be following, and the laws should be same for everyone. But still, there's more expectation from you because, you would know more. You have ilm and you have alim deen in your, access all the time. And therefore, more is expected from you. And therefore, me in the position, if I was to go ahead and do an action, I have to be careful what I say and what I do in public, especially because it could have impact on others. So this is where the case is that these people are no longer ordinary individuals. They should not be considered ordinary individuals. But some of them thought they could go back to the finery of the ignorant time, Zamana Jahiliyyah, because after all, they were not infallible. They were not masoom. They were fallible human beings like you and I. And therefore, it was quite possible for them to go back to the Zamana Jahiliyyah and the acts and the things that they used to perform back then. Just becoming the wife of the Holy Prophet would not bring about this drastic change in them. Now, many of them did adopt to the customs after marrying the Holy Prophet, but some could not. And therefore, if it wasn't the case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not have revealed. If some of them did not go back to the finery of the past, of the time of the ignorance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not have revealed this ayah. The fact that Allah has revealed this ayah tells you what? Tells you that there were people who did perform these things. And then also, وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ, there's so much kalam in these ayat. But again, if I go into tafsir of all of this, it'll take up all of my time. But tonight, we want to go ahead and dedicate this Majlis Aza for this great lady, for whom so many riwayat are there as far as her maqam is concerned. Who am I to go ahead and speak about her while Quran is reciting her qasida, while Jibreel is, conveying the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Holy Prophet in reference to Bibi Khadija salamullah alayha. That's what her status is. You read these ayat of Surah Duha, Alam yajidka yatiman fa'ava, wa wajadaka wallan fahada, wa wajadaka a'ilan fa'aghna. O Prophet, did we not find you yatim and we provided for you? Yes. Prophet was yatim. Who took care of the Prophet? Who took Prophet into custody? Who did the kifalat of the Holy Prophet? Quran, and this ayat of Quran is referring to Hazrat Abu Talib alayhi salatu wassalam. When it says, وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى, some people translated the word dhal in its literal sense. That, na'udhu billah, the Prophet was, astray. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided guidance to him. No. He said, كُنْتُ نَبِيًّا وَآدَمَ بَيْنَ الْمَاءِ وَالطِّينِ. He's been prophet since before Adam's creation. So how is it possible for the Holy Prophet to be lost? Or to be gumrah rather? Lost would make sense, but to be astray is, not appropriate, not allowed. So yes, you can translate this. The Prophet may have lost his way when he was younger, and this is what the tafsir also mentions, that he was lost when he was coming back to his home, and therefore when he was found, this is what it refers to. And another translation and another tafsir and ta'wil of this ayat is وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَحَدَى, means that nobody knew you, nobody recognized you until we made people recognize you. And so then when you were recognized, people knew you. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَحَدَى, that nobody knew you and nobody knew who you were until we made your dhikr وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ, so that people now recognize you. So from this aspect, this ayat could be translated like that, but cannot be translated that we found you to be astray, billah, and we provided guidance to you. The one who has come for the guidance of the alam bashariyat, for the entire mankind, do you expect that person to be lost himself? That's a lost cause. If a person who's lost himself is to go ahead and provide guidance to others. And then وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى, which is our kalam, shahid kalam over here that we want to focus. That, O Prophet, we found you in need and we provided for you. And Prophet admits the fact that it is through the wealth of Khadija salamullah alayha, Prophet was provided the means of spreading this religion, and also from his individual aspect, Prophet was given a wife in the form of Hazrat Khadija salamullah alayha, and therefore the concept and the reference towards A'il, the family that we provided for you. We found you to be without family, without anyone, and we made you sufficient in that reference. Or we found you to be in need and we made you self-sufficient. All of these could be accepted. So as I was saying, who am I to even speak as far as the merits of Janab Khadija salamullah alayha are concerned? It is enough for her honor and her respect that it says hasbuka min an-nisa al-alamin. It is enough for you, for as far as the nisa al-alamin are concerned, the women of all of universe. Who are they? Maryam bint Ibnat Imran, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, Fatima bint Muhammad, wa Asiya imratu Fir'aun. That 4 women who are referred to as Nisa'ul Alameen, the women of Alameen, all of the existence. Who are they? Amongst them is Khadija bint Khuwaylid, salamullahi alayha. There's a beautiful hadith in this reference that Ata Jibreel. Jibreel came, قال للنبي, said to the Holy Prophet, أن الله يقرأ خديجة السلام, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending, either يقرأ, sending Khadija salamullah alayha salutations. وهذه خديجة فإذا هي أتتك فقرأ عليها السلام من ربها. And when Khadija comes to you, O Prophet, convey the salam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Khadija. Just imagine. We get excited when someone of an influential personality sends and conveys a message for us. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is conveying the message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directly sending this message to the Holy Prophet through Jibreel Ameen to go ahead and convey the salam to Khadija. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending salam to her and salutation to her, then what is it that you and I can do in this reference? Because the fact that when Jibreel had come and Rasulullah, there's a reason behind all of these things. The fact that Rasulullah himself also admitted, as far as Janab Khadija is concerned, he said, Wallahi ma abdalani Allahu khayran minha. That yes, I got married after her, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not replace Khadija with anyone better than her. No one was better than Khadija. Why? Is it just his emotions in reference to her? Is it this love that the Prophet had for Bibi Khadija because they spent 25 years together? It could be, but there are more logical reasons. Prophet says, Amanat bi hina kafaran nas. She believed in me when people were denying me. When people were disbelieving in me, they would not even listen to me. That's when Bibi Khadija put her trust into me. You know, those who are the first ones are always the difficult, right? Or it's always difficult to be the first one in anything. Yes, later on when something is ready, people join in, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They're also appreciated. But the first ones who take the risk, and I have so many examples are coming in my mind right now. I'll give you a couple. You have this masjid in front of you. That masjid, which was, built not too long ago, you know, only been 10 years. But the project began close to 22, 23 years ago. But when that concept was given, I don't think many people could have actually pictured it and realized it and would have taken the first step. But there were those individuals who did take the first step while it was a risky call. And it paid off. It showed off their belief, their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and their tawakkul and reliance that everyone else came along. Second, this project of Sadiq school as well. While there was a lot of skepticism from parents as far as the school standard and all of those things are concerned, but still they had to take this step, and as always, inshallah, people will join forces. Prophet says in reference to Bibi Khadija that amanat bi hina kafaran nas. She believed in me when people were in denial of me. وَصَدَقَتْنِي إِذْ كَذَّبَنِي النَّاسِ. She believed in me and she trusted in me. She, sadaqat, she showed that she trusts and she approved of me. إِذْ كَذَّبَنِي النَّاسِ. When people were, associating lies against me and they were denying me. وَوَاسَطَنِي بِمَالِهَا إِذْ حَرَّمَنِي النَّاسِ. Yes. She provided me with her wealth when I needed it in order to not pursue my personal agenda, but to go ahead and pursue the agenda of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَوَاسَطَنِي بِمَالِهَا إِذْ حَرَّمَنِي النَّاسِ. When people were depriving me of that. وَرَزَقَنِي اللَّهُ الْوَلَدْ مِنْهَا وَلَمْ يَرْزُقْنِي مِنْ غَيْرِهَا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided me and gave me awlad through her, while He did not give me awlad through anyone else. So these are 4 reasons that the Holy Prophet mentions after the wafat of Bibi Khadija Salamullah alayha. That these are the 4 reasons that she believed in me, she trusted me, she provided me with her wealth, and Allah gave me children through her, while this was not the case with anyone else. So we can divide over here the life of Hazrat Khadija Salamullah alayha into 3 parts. Again, it's not a great deal of time that I have, so I'll try and be as concise, inshallah, into 3 parts in total. First part is before marriage, before she got married to the Holy Prophet. And that part of her life is equally very important. That's what made her Khadija, that businesswoman that she was, and how she was dealing. That part is also very important. Prophet was actually working for her as a tradesman. This is something which could be comparable to the life of Hazrat Musa والسلام, and his story as far as how he married the daughter of Shu'aib والسلام. That marriage of Hazrat Musa, when he came to Madian, when with one of the daughters of Shu'aib والسلام, he's mentioned as what? Aminun qawiyun. That he makes this dua, Rabbi inni lama anzalta ilayya min khairin faqirun. So when he's referred to by the daughter of Hazrat Shu'aib, because what did he do? He helped them fetch water. Hazrat Musa walks in, he's run away from Mulk Misr, and he's come over here, and here he's a stranger pretty much, but he sees that these 2 girls or these 2 ladies are having difficulty getting the water from the well because it's being hogged by a bunch of men. And so he goes ahead and lends a hand to go ahead and help them out. And that story is all there. They invite him to their house to meet their father, Hazrat Shu'aib, who's a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Hazrat Musa accepted the offer, but he said, I'll walk in front of you instead of walking behind you. But because I don't know the path and the way to your house, you guide me by throwing stones in which direction that I should turn. This is how they get to the house. When they get to the house, Hazrat Shu'aib ﷺ greets, and the daughter of Hazrat Shu'aib explains that we found him to be Amin and Qawi. The first question Hazrat Shu'aib asks, I understand that he's Qawi, his build and his, stature, and he fetched water for you single-handedly and all that stuff. But where did you understand that he's Amin as well? Then she narrates how he told us to walk. That shows he's Amin as far as the trustworthiness is concerned. Therefore, when Hazrat Musa made this dua as well, Ilayya min khairin faqir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also bestowed upon him the favor. That favor was that he not only finds a house to live in, finds a family, and gets to serve another Rasul and another Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As far as the marriage of Janabe Khadija salamullahi alayha is concerned with the Holy Prophet, when he came, he was known in all of Hijaz as Amin and Sadiq. Over there, Hazrat Musa is known as Amin and Qawi. Rasulullah is known as Amin and Sadiq. And Quran also calls فَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. That over there, Hazrat Musa made this dua that Ilayya min khairin faqir, speaking about his faqr and his poverty. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about the Holy Prophet. Look at the comparison. وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. That we found you in need. Did not use the word faqir, but we found you in need and we made you self-sufficient. Marriage of Musa to the daughter of Prophet Shu'aib said, Ya abat ista'jarhu. She said, the daughter of Hazrat Shu'aib said, Oh my father, go ahead and give him the compensation. Prophet said, Qala inni uridu an unkihaka ihday ibnatay. The compensation is that I want you to marry one of my daughters, and I want you to work for me for 8 years, 10 if you feel like. Marriage of the Holy Prophet also was proposed by Hazrat Khadija. Over there, the daughter of Hazrat Shu'aib said, Oh Prophet, oh father, compensate him for what he did. Here, Hazrat Khadija salamullahi alayha also was the one to propose through Nafisa bint Umayyah. So you can find some parallels between the two marriages and the two stories. Second part of the life is after the marriage, that she gives birth to the children of the Holy Prophet, namely Qasim, Abdullah, and Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. At the time of the wiladat of Bibi Fatima salamullahi alayha, there's a beautiful riwayat from Mufaddal ibn Umar, who narrates from our sixth Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. He says, كيف كان ولادة فاطمة? How was the birth of Janab Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha? فقال نعم. He said, إن خديجة لما تزوج بها رسول الله حجرتها نسوة مكة. When Prophet married Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha, from that moment on until she became pregnant and then she gave birth to Bibi Fatima, حجرتها نسوة مكة. The women of the Makkah, they abandoned her. She was a person of influence, but they abandoned her. There was a reason why they abandoned her. One of the reasons mentioned is because a lot of people tried to propose to Hazrat Khadija and she declined. And then she goes ahead and marries the Holy Prophet. So this was also something which was, this prejudice was there for her, and this jealousy was there. So they abandoned her. فَكُنَّ لَا يَدْخُلْنَ عَلَيْهَا. And they would not even come and see her. وَلَا يُسَلِّمْنَ عَلَيْهَا. And they would not even say salam and salutation. وَلَا يَتْرُكْنَ إِمْرَأَةً تَدْخُلُ عَلَيْهَا. Not only that they won't come, but they won't even allow any other women to go ahead and visit Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha. That's how they had boycotted her. فَاسْتَوْحَشَتْ خَدِيجَةَ لِذَلِكَ. Khadija alayhi salatu wasalam was terrified because of that. Now, the woman going through this labor, going through this difficult time anyway, would be terrified. That too, if there aren't any of the women around, no one else to take care of. And then those who were the friends, they're also not allowed to go ahead and visit. وَكَانَ جَزَعُهَا وَغَمُّهَا حَضَرًا عَلَيْهِ. And Rasulullah could see that the difficulty that Janab Khadija and the gham that she was going through. فَلَمَّا حَمَلَتْ بِفَاطِمَةٍ كَانَتْ فَاطِمَةُ تُحَدِّثُهَا مِنْ بَطْنِهَا. And when she became pregnant with Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha, Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Jafar Sadiq says that كانت فاطمة تحدثها من بطنها. That knowing that her mother is going through this difficult time, she was struggling because she was lonely and she was terrified because of this loneliness. There was this wahshat upon her. You know, Janab Sayyida used to speak to her mother from the womb of the mother. Yes, don't be surprised with this. وَتُصَبِّرُهَا. And she used to calm her down, give her patience and solace. وَكَانَ تَكْتُمُ ذَلِكَ مِنْ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. And of course, Bibi Khadija tried to keep this as secret as possible, even from the Holy Prophet, that he does not find out. فَدَخَلَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ يَوْمًا. But one day, Prophet, when he entered, فَسَمِعَ خَدِيجَةَ تُحَدِّثْ Fatima. He heard that Khadija salamullah alayha was speaking to Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha. فَقَالَ لَهَا يَا خَدِيجَةَ مَنْ تُحَدِّثِينَ. Oh Khadija, who are you talking to? She responded, قالت الجنين الذي في بطني يحدثني ويؤنسني. That, you know, baby in my womb, I'm speaking to her. She speaks to me and she gives me comfort in these difficult times that I'm going through. So that's, you know, after her marriage. And third portion of the life would be after the advent of Islam. That how, you know, Rasulullah والسلام, had taken pride in mentioning some of the merits of Bibi Khadija salamullah alayha, the reason why he married her, and the reason what she provided and what she meant for him. She gave all her wealth for Islam. Da'watul dhul ashira. Guess whose wealth was spent in feeding those, you know, family members of the Holy Prophet who would come every single day. They were invited for this da'wat. Yes, it was the wealth of Bibi Khadija. That first hijrat of Muslimin to Habisha, guess who provided for the means for that hijrat? Because it requires money to travel. It was the wealth of Bibi Khadija. That hijrat to Medina also was still providing by Bibi Khadija. And then when there wasn't any place for the Muslimin to live because they were living under boycott, it was Shi'ab Abi Talib, yes, Mohsin Islam, Hazrat Abu Talib, in the valley that belonged to him. That's where they were living. As far as building of masjid is concerned, it was through the wealth of Bibi Khadija. All of these things, you see that the land was irrigated by both Hazrat Khadija and as well as Hazrat Abu Talib. Islam during the life of the Prophet spread through two things. Sometimes they mention sword of Ali and wealth of Khadija. Now don't take the sword in the negative sense that Imam Ali والسلام, was waging his sword left and right and killing people and then conquesting and conquering these different lands. No, none of those things happened. But whenever Muslimin did enter into a battlefield, it was the sword of Ali ibn Abi Talib that provided the means of victory. Yeah, what happened after the wafat of the Holy Prophet, this, you know, adventures and the conquest that took place for the period of, you know, 25 years, you know, while they were taking the ra'ya of Islam, but with which means that spread of sword is not permissible, is not condoned. But this, where it says that is spread through the sword of Ali, it refers to whether you look at Battle of Badr, whether you look at Battle of Uhud, whether you look at Battle of Khandaq, whether it be Khaybar, whether it be Hunayn, whether it be other battles, it was the sword of Ali ibn Abi Talib that provided the means for the spread of religion and integrity and the honor of the religion. And second is the wealth of Bibi Khadija salamullah alayha. If it wasn't there, then it would have been very difficult for Islam to move in the way that it did. Janab Khadija salamullah alayha, you know, when the Holy Prophet while he's married to her. He got married to her when he was 25 years old. And 15 years later, he receives the first revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the age of 40, when he was in the cave of Hira, meditating. And of course, when he receives this, it's not that Prophet was how some people mention, that by receiving this revelation, Prophet became terrified and he would fall sick and not. No, it is, of course, a kalam is coming from above, from the unseen, through an angel. So it is, an extraordinary phenomena. And that could have an impact on the bodily aspect of the Holy Prophet. But who would be there to go ahead and provide comfort to the Holy Prophet? It was Janab Khadija Salamullah alayha, that after the wahi, she would be the first one to give tasalli to the Holy Prophet. When for a time that the second revelation did not come down when Prophet was anticipating, she was the one who goes ahead and provides comfort to the Holy Prophet. Not that Prophet is, feeling in a way that's sad that Allah has forsaken him. No, that's not the case. But the fact that there is someone to go ahead and speak to and to provide comfort and believe in you, that's what matters at that moment. And that's why she said that Allah will never forsake you. إِنَّكَ لَتَصِلُ الرَّحِمِ, because you connect with your families. You do sila rahmi. How is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forsake you? وَتَصْدُقُ الْحَدِيثِ, your conversation is righteous and truthful. You always speak the truth. وَتَحْمِلُ الْكُلِّ, and you take care of everyone, regardless of their, gender, face, ethnicity, background, color of their skin. You take care of everyone. You provide for everyone. وَتَقْرُؤُ الضَّيْفِ, you also provide, and you are mehman nawaz. You provide for the guests when they come to you. وَتُعِينُ عَلَى نَوَائِبِ الْحَقِّ, and you also get to people, especially when they are in need. Now, it's easy to get to people when, things are all right. But to get to their madad and their help, especially when they're in need, especially the times that, for example, you can relate to the time that you and we are passing through. It's a very difficult time. So here we see, if someone says that she is ashrafuz zawjat of the Holy Prophet, she's the best of the wives of the Prophet, this would not be appropriate. No, you should not say that you should not even be comparing her, although there are personalities such as Salma in them. But it won't translate her exalted status. Although, as I said, mentioned that, there were some very, high ranking wives of the Holy Prophet amongst them. But still, to go ahead and put her in that category would not do justice. These were all servants to Bibi Khadija Salamullah alayha. There's no comparison. When the Lord of the universe sends his salutation upon you, you're khairu nisa'il alameen, and you're counted amongst those women who are khairu nisa'il alameen, someone should not be saying that she's ashrafuz zawjat Rasulullah. No, that does not really have any status for Bibi Khadija. Khitab of Imam of our time. This is the compensation, the khitab of Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. He says, Yabna Khadija al-Qurra, taking pride that you are the son of Khadija. Imam is taking pride that I am the son of Bibi Khadija Salamullah alayha. Imam Hussein also on the day of Ashur, he says, Ana ibn Khadija al-Kubra, I am the son of Khadija al-Kubra. As well as in Ziyarat al-Warith, we recite, and Imam Zainul Abidin in the court of Yazid, he said, Ana ibn Khadija al-Kubra, wa ana ibn al-Maqtul zulman bil-mawadja, Abuna Rasulullah wa jaddatuna Khadija. This is what Imam alayhi salatu wassalam, wa nahnu ahaqqu bil-mawadja, he says, that I am the son of Khadija al-Kubra. I am the son who was killed with zulm, wa nahnu ahaqqu bil-mawadda, and we are more deserving to mawaddat. Why? Because our father or our grandfather is Holy Prophet, and our grandmother is Bibi Khadija Salamullah. So many Imams are mentioning Bibi Khadija in this way and taking pride in this fact. So she's not just Ummul Mu'mineen, she's Ummu Sayyidat Nisa'il Alameen. She's Aimmatul Masumeen. She's Kafilatul Amirul Mu'mineen. She's not only Mu'mineen, but she's the mother of Sayyida Zahra. She is the mother of all of the Imams, and she is the one who took care of Amirul Mu'mineen, known as Kafilatu Amirul Mu'mineen. Indeed, this is a status of Bibi Khadija Salamullah alayha. After her wafat, when Prophet came to Makkah after 8th of Hijrah, in the conquest of Makkah, when Prophet returned back to Makkah, many offered him to stay with him. But you know where Prophet stayed? This shows the height of the love that Prophet had for her. He camped outside the grave of Bibi Khadija Salamullah alayha. Things in which Bibi Khadija stands alone and nobody can accompany her. First woman to bring Iman onto the Prophet. Therefore, she's the first ever Muslim woman. She's the first woman to pray behind the Holy Prophet. Nobody was praying. There were only two people, Ali and Bibi Khadija. She was the first person who found out about the nabuwwat of the Prophet. Yes, Prophet did not go around telling everyone. In fact, this news was slowly and gradually told, and before Prophet openly announced, it was way late. But initially, Bibi Khadija had this knowledge. First person to give all her wealth to the Prophet in the way of Islam to ease out the religious work which was pending. It was easy to give afterwards. So many people became, known as giving their wealth. Bibi Khadija was the first one to go ahead and do that. As I said before, it's difficult for you to be the first in such categories. To be able to go ahead and show this altruism, do this isar for the sake of ummah. It is through her that Prophet has children and progeny, which is extended from Fatima Zahra Salamullahi alayha. Prophet didn't take any wife until Khadija Salamullah alayha was alive, and he spent almost 25 years with Janab Khadija. That just shows you that this love and this mercy, this mawaddat, was not just from one way, rather it was from both directions. I wanted to share over here, although I'm running out of my time, the khutbah that Hazrat Abu Talib had recited, at the time of the marriage of Bibi Khadija Salamullahi alayha. But again, because of the lack of time, I'll just skip through it. There came a time when Janab Khadija parted ways and she was no longer alive. But when this illness came upon her, it is possible that this illness may have been due to those difficult times in Shayb Abi Talib that she spent. Again, there's a riwayat from our sixth Imam, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, which says that لما توفيت خديجة جعلت فاطمة تلوذ برسول الله. That when the Holy Prophet buried, or when Janab Khadija passed away, Fatima Zahra, being the daughter of Hazrat Khadija Salamullah alayha, she was walking around. Remember, her the sons passed away in the infancy, so it was only Janab Fatima Zahra. And she was, taduru hawlahu, she would walk around the Holy Prophet. وَتَقُولُ يَا أَبَتِي أَيْنَ أُمِّي, she would say, "Oh my father, where is my mother?" Imagine, Janab Sayyida is only, if anything, she's 5, 6, 7 years old, not more than that. فَنَزَلَ جِبْرَائِيل. Rasulullah who himself is at a shock that he has lost a life partner. He's lost a very important personality in the form of Bibi Khadija. فَقَالَ لَهُ, and Jibreel said to him, رَبُّكَ يَأْمُرُكَ أَن تَقْرَأَ فَاطِمَةَ السَّلَامَ وَتَقُولُ لَهَا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to convey salam to Fatima and wants you to tell her that inna ummaki fi baytin min qasbi ka'abihi min dahabin, that your mother is near in the vicinity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a castle, in this fort which is made of dhahab, which is made of gold, yaqut ahmar, and it's made of yaqut, which is a red yaqut, and she's amongst Baina Asiya wa Maryam, and she's in the company of such individuals such as Asiya and as well as Maryam bint Imran. فقالت Fatima, Then Fatima Zahra responded by saying, Inna Allah huwa salam wa minhu salam wa ilayhi salam. So she responds to the salam that was sent to the Holy Prophet, through the Holy Prophet, to Fatima Zahra. But how tough it would be that a 5-year-old Fatma outside the house, she wants to go ahead and see her mother. But Janabi Khadija had already explained that I don't want my 5-year-old, 6-year-old daughter to be seeing her mother pass away in this difficult time. And therefore, Janabi Sayyidah would remain outside until Qabziru of Janabi Khadija was done, until she left this world. But she did make a plea to Janabi Sayyidah. He asked Janabi Sayyidah to do shafa'at. And he said, because recognizing the status of Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamullah Alaiha, Hazrat Khadija had made this plea that ask your father to give me his libas as the kafan. Yes, I want to be able to smell the fragrance of the Holy Prophet even after I'm buried and put into the grave. Just imagine what kind of mawaddat and the love that she would have for the Holy Prophet. But now that we look at that she's buried in Jannatul Mu'alla, that's where she was buried, and how the graves are taken care of. This lady is someone for the entire Muslim Ummah should pay attention as far as her status is concerned. She's Ummul Mu'mineen. She's the beloved of the Holy Prophet. But through her, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave advancement to the religion of Islam. And so the whole entire Muslim Ummah owes Bibi Khadija something. But how is her resting place? That if you go over there, first of all, they won't even allow you to go. Secondly, that place is not well maintained, and there's no grandeur to that place as it should be, how it is to the other places. But that is the sad story of how these individuals, these personalities, are dealt with after their wafat. But I would say, oh Fatima, oh Khadija al-Kubra, yes, you passed away, you died, but at least the Holy Prophet was next to you. You passed away, but at least your daughter was able to weep and cry for you. You passed away, and your burial was done in a way that the Holy Prophet laid himself into the grave before he put you in it. But hey, Fatima Zahra, your own daughter, not too far after your death, after the wafat of the Holy Prophet, within a few months, Janab Sayyidah, she passes away as well, and her death is not a natural death. Her door was brought down, the fire was lit on the door of Fatima Zahra, and Mohsin, who was in the womb of Fatima, was martyred as well, and Ali ibn Abi Talib was dragged out in front of the eyes of Fatima Zahra, to the extent that Fatima Zahra, after the wafat of the Holy Prophet, would weep and cry. And yet people would be complaining, oh Ali, tell Fatima not to weep all the time. It's difficult for us to manage our affairs. But I would say, oh Khadijatul Kubra, you left while you were at peace. But Fatima Zahra left in a way where she was still worried. What will happen? The daughters such as Zainab, Kulthum, they were not allowed to weep. ألا لعنة الله القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Barakallah. Please accept our ibadah tonight. Allah give us the tawfiq and ability to follow the teachings and the footsteps of Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha. Allah give our women especially the ability to study the life of Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha and follow the lifestyle that she led and how she showed altruism when it came to providing the Holy Prophet. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to be able to lead a life which is exemplary and it follows the footsteps of Masumin alayhi salatu wassalam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the zuhur of our awaited Imam and make us amongst the helpers and the soldiers of Imam. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Inshallah, before we go, we will recite the ziyarat of Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha. Let's recite the ziyarah together. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah, assalamu alaikum ya Nabi Allah, assalamu alaikum ya Habib Allah, assalamu alaikum ya Khirat Allah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. السلام عليك يا أم الأئمة الطاهرين، السلام عليك يا أم المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا أم المؤمنات، السلام عليك يا خالصة المخلصات، السلام عليك يا سيدة الحرم وملكة البطحاء، السلام عليك يا أول من صدقت رسول الله من النساء، السلام عليك يا من وفت بالعبودية حق الوفاء وأسلمت نفسها وأنفقت مالها لسيد الأنبياء. السلام عليك يا قرينة حبيب إله السماء المزوجة بخلاصة الأصفياء يا ابنة إبراهيم الخليل. السلام عليك يا من سلم عليها جبرائيل وبلغ إليها السلام من الله الجليل. السلام عليك يا حافظة دين الله، السلام عليك يا ناصرة رسول الله، السلام عليك يا من تولى دفنها رسول الله واستودعها إلى رحمة الله. أشهد أنك حبيبة الله وخيرة أمته، وأن الله جعلك في مستقر رحمته في قصر من الياقوت والإقيان في أعلى منازل الجنان. صلى الله عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء، السلام عليك يا شمس الشموس وعنيس النفوس، أيها المدفون بأرض توصل ابن موسى رضا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب الأسر والزمان، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، أجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من أعوانك وأنصارك ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عجل فرجهم. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We will start with the group recitation of Holy Quran. Please join us for that as well. And inshallah, following that program at 7 p.m., we will have our daily program with Dua Iftitah followed by the speech. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.